Today is very, subhanallah, most of the stories in the Quran are about Bani Israel. So another story of Bani Israel, and unfortunately, a lot of the stories of Bani Israel are applying to us. And this is the whole idea. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be careful. If you do this 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to get 5. And unfortunately, a lot of time we take these stories just as, beautiful story, mashallah, this and that, but we do not learn a lesson from it. And subhanallah, like Sheikh Umar Abdul Kafi, he said, if every politician studied Surah Al-Baqarah, we will be the most peaceful country in the world. The story of Ashab Al Sabt. Ashab Al Sabt. Which surah mentions their story? Baqarah? Well, we go with Sheikh Ziyad. The A'raf. What's the... It's a very easy ayah. واسألهم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم واسألهم عن القرية التي كانت حاضرة البحر إذ يعدون في السبت إذ تأتيهم حيتانهم يوم سبتهم شرعا ويوم لا يسبتون لا تأتيهم كذلك نبلوهم بما كانوا يفسقون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَاسْأَلْهُمْ. اسأل who? Bani Israel. Who is? No, not Bani Israel. You made me say Bani Israel. اسأل who? The Yahud of Medina. The Yahud of Medina. Ya Muhammad, go and ask the Yahud of the Medina, because they kept on saying that you are a liar, you are not a prophet. So go ask them. They had a book from before. Go ask him about this city, this village that is close, Hadirat al-Bahr. It's very close to the Bahr, to the ocean. And this village, the people of the village, their main income is fishing. Everything's about fishing. They only have seafood restaurants over there. Fishing, everything is fishing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we know, have assigned which day of the week to be holy for everybody. Which day? Friday. Remember the hadith? They were all misled and we got it. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the Jum'ah is the day where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam and created the samawat and earth, and everybody was misled from it, and we were honored to have Friday as our holy day, if you want to call it. So that day they were misled from it and it became Saturday. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to test them. He told them, you can fish all week. No problem. Go and do fishing all week. But don't do anything on Saturday. Don't fish on Saturday. Do not fish on Saturday. So they started going every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Not one fish. Not one fish. Nothing. Saturday, shurra. The ulama said, you don't need what do you call it? Fishing rod. You don't need a fishing rod. You could catch the fish with your hand. And imagine, all your income. You got it? Ready? Okay. All your income is depending on the fish, and there's nothing. And on Saturday, it's like the fish are, when you see them in the cartoons, they're going like this, and they're making faces, and they go down in the water. Subhanallah, abundance of fish. So they're looking at like this, and they're boiling. We got to do something. So وَيَوْمَ لَا يَسْبِتُونَ لَا تَأْتِيهِمْ. On other than Saturday, they have no fish. كذلك نبلوهم. This was a test for them. طيب. What happened after this? People are divided into 3 groups. People were divided into 3 groups. One group said, we cannot go on like this. We have to come up with an idea to get the fish on, to come up with an idea to catch the fish on Saturday. Omar, how can we have this on? Oh, okay. So one group disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what was the plan? The plan is they come on Friday night, they put all the nets, the fishing nets, and they come Sunday morning and they pick up the net. We did not do anything on Saturday. Nothing. We are very good people. We did not bother anybody. Questions at the end. So they put the nets on Friday night, and Saturday morning they come and they pick up all these nets full with fish. This is one group. The other group said, what are you doing? This is haram. You cannot do that. And they spoke to the first group and they told them that this is wrong, this is horrific, you have to stop. You gotta stop. They really advised them and they were very concerned. The third group, they just went about minding their own business. Then they said, you know what? And I want, as we go, keep checking which group are you if something happened. The third group, أنا ما دخلني. It has nothing to do with me. They are doing something evil. Allah will take care of them. Allah will take care of them. Okay. Now one day, they smelled barbecue. They smelled the fish being barbecued. So they went to the guy, where did you get the fish? You have no fish? Everybody was desperate. You could imagine 2-3 weeks and nothing going on. Nobody's getting any, the sea is dry, nothing, except only on Saturday. So he told them what he's doing. Some people liked the idea and they joined the man in getting the fish. So they joined the first group. And some people were very strict. They said, this is absolutely haram. We're not going to do this. And what they did is they put like a big fence, a barrier, we could call it, between them and this group that is disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go live in this area and we're going to live here. We cannot live with you. Go ahead, we cannot mix with you anymore. You are disobeying Allah openly and something is going to happen, so we cannot mix with you. This is the second group. وَإِذْ قَالَتْ أُمَّةٌ مِّنْهُمْ This is the third group. وَإِذْ قَالَتْ أُمَّةٌ مِّنْهُمْ لِمَ تَعِظُونَ قَوْمًا اللَّهُ مُهْلِكُهُمْ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا قَالُوا مَعْذِرَةً إِلَى رَبِّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. So the third group told the second group, why are you so bothered and so concerned? And you tell them to go live alone and خلاص, Allah is gonna punish them. They said, ma'ziratan. So when we stand in front of Allah and He asks us, did you do something? Ya Allah, you know. I have an excuse. I have a udhr. I told you, Ya Allah, I tried. Either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save me because of my excuse, I did something, or maybe they would stop, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ, they would stop this disobedience and come back and to their senses. Now, what happened is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished the evildoers by what? فَلَمَّا عَتَوْا عَمَّا نُهُوا عَنْهُ قُلْنَا لَهُمْ كُونُوا قِرَدَةً خَاسِئِينَ. When they were insolent about that which they had been forbidden, we said to them, be apes. So, what happened? One day, they came and they noticed that these people who come from that village, from that area that they surrounded by a big fence, nobody's coming out. They were wondering what's going on. Nobody's coming out. Every morning they go to the fishing and they make a lot of noise. Nobody's coming out. So one of them climbed the fence and looked, and he found the whole village became all monkeys. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them all monkeys. So they came. Now they look and they see all monkeys, but the monkey know that this is his father, this is his cousin. He knows. So he kept on, they kept on coming. Of course, like we agreed before, these are all Israeliyat. So they kept on coming, said, looking at him and telling him, knowing that this is his relative, telling him, please do something to me. And the person does not know who it is because it looks like a monkey. They all look the same. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala transformed them into monkeys. Now, like I said, really, where is that? A lot of people get involved and get so much concerned. Where is that village? Who are these people? What's the name of the qaryah? We do not care. If there was any importance in that, Allah would have mentioned it. All we want is what is the lesson from this? What is the main lesson you could derive from this story? Raise your hand, please. What is the main lesson? David. Just give me the main lesson. I know there is a lot of things. Just, There's something more important. This is what I want to hear. Al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahi anil munkar. If you want to say, give me one line to summarize this whole goal or aim or moral of the story, al-amr bil-ma'roof wal-nahi anil munkar. Now, the first group, we all know that they are sinners. Obviously, they disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And unfortunately, we have these days similar people. Anybody can give me an example? They put the net on Friday and they come back on Sunday? Any example? What is similar to that, what some people are doing right now? Think. Anybody think of something? Yeah. Brother. Getting the loans with riba. Getting, it's just, 1% only, just 1%. There's nothing, لا تأكلوا الربا أضعافا مضاعفة. Allah said, don't take the riba if it's too much, but this is only 1%. So or they name it, like now, look at this beautiful name, interest. It's for your own interest. Interest. Or المشروبات الروحية. شو يعني بالإنجليزي؟ Spiritual drinks, alcohol, spiritual drink. They change the names in order to make it halal. They change just to make it look like it's halal. طيب. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now the first group, we know that they are sinners. The second group that told them, wake up, what's wrong with you? This is wrong. These are the people that we are all hoping to become like. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us this beautiful example, subhanallah, in the hadith. The hadith of the ship. The hadith of the ship. That is the main hadith that will make me and you never ever say, you know what? I am safe. It has nothing to do with me. My family is safe. It has nothing to do with me. No. Subhanallah. We have to be always concerned about our community, about our society. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave the example. You could read the hadith. Our example is the example of people traveling in a ship. Some people in the bottom part and some people in the top part. So the people in the bottom part, every time they need water, they go to the people on the top part. Every time they need water, they go to the people on the top part. And then they said to themselves, you know what, why we keep bothering the people upstairs? We are on the ocean. Let's make a hole in the boat and we have a lot of water. So we don't have to bother anybody. If the people on the top allowed them and permitted them to do that, what happens? Everybody would drown, not only the people in the bottom. So that's why I cannot say, khalas, my son is good, my daughter is good, I have nothing to do with me. Many people tell me, brother, I come to the masjid, I pray and I leave. I don't have to do anything with anybody. I am like this, ya akhi. Ya Habibi, if everybody's like this, can you imagine? Rasulullah ﷺ said, if they permit me, this is the mean. This is Rasulullah ﷺ, بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَؤُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. He is so merciful and he loves the believers so much. He said, if I have the chance to go burn the people's house who are praying at home. So all that he wants to do so we could come in the masjid and pray and leave. Nobody knows anything about anybody. Is that the reason for the jama'ah? Is this the whole reward of 27 times more just to come, yallah, I have nothing to do with anybody, let me go home? So what is this? Go pray at home, ya akhi. This is our problem. You pray next to the brother for 2, 3, 4 years, and what's his name? I have no idea. Where does he live? No clue. How many kids he have? I don't know. Is he married? I don't know. Nothing. Nobody knows anything. As sisters, the same thing. So what kind of jama'ah is this? What kind of jama'ah? What is the use of this jama'ah? So there has to be وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. There has to be a group amongst you. Surah Al-Imran. There has to be a group amongst you that will always order good and forbid evil. Always. Subhanallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, well, let me mention this hadith. When we order good and forbid evil, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we all know the hadith. First, you start with hand, right? And then mouth, tongue, and then heart, right? طيب. Now, the hand, what does the hand represent? Hand does not mean if every time your son commits something wrong, you use your hand and beat him up. Hand means what? Authority. Hand means authority. That means the hand use is for the principal, the imam, the father, the one in charge, the one who has an authority. He could use his hand. He cannot, wallahi, the imam say, wallahi, I hate this bid'ah in my heart. I hate this bid'ah happening in the masjid in my heart. Habibi, you're the imam. You could change something. The father, wallahi, it kills me in my heart that my son does not pray. It's your son. Use your hand, use your tongue. You could do something. No. The heart, when does the heart applies to all of us? I'm driving by and I see a liquor store. It bothers my heart. I can't go close it with my arm, with my hand. I can't go talk to the guy. He's a Hindu. He's a non-Muslim. So it kills me in my heart that Allah is being disobeyed like this openly. Anything that is haram. This is a casino, whatever. But if I go into a store, please, so we can benefit from these classes, not just like, we come and go. If I go into a store and I see my brother, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. My brother is selling alcohol, he's selling lottery, he's selling cigarettes, he's selling bacon. And I say, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam, and I buy my water and I leave. No, I can use the tongue, the second part. I can, Ya Habibi, my brother, you're my brother, I love you for the sake of Allah. Haram income will destroy you sooner or later. If you don't see it now, you're going to see it in your children. You're going to see it in your deen. You're going to see it somehow. This is haram. I have to speak to him gently, kindly. I told you the story before, I will repeat it quickly. A brother walked into the brother's, all he does, he has 6 lottery machines and then just a couple of fridges just in case somebody, when he's coming to buy lottery, he got thirsty, he will find something. He's not depending on the other stuff. All his sign says lottery store. And you've never seen something like this because in New York it's like, lottery is very big, very big. So a brother walked in, he was getting water or something, and then he said, "Oh, brother, how are you? Assalamu alaikum." He said, "Wallahi, look at this, subhanallah." And it will never occur to anybody, just like it did not occur to me. He said, "Brother, do you know that lottery is haram?" Now, when somebody tells you no, you would think they're joking, right? Come on, no, you don't know that lottery is not haram. Like somebody telling you, "Do you know alcohol is haram?" He tells you, "Really?" Same, the guy told him, "Really?" He said, "Brother, are you joking?" He said, "No, wallahi, I'm asking you, is it really haram? I came here 20 years ago and you know those people, 18 hours in the job, 7 days a week. Listen, no masjid, no salat, no nothing. He said, really? He said, I told him, yes, brother, this is haram. This is kind of gambling. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid it. He told him the surah. Please, brother, wallahi, if you see the brothers before and after, it will blow your mind. This brother now, mashallah, he does not miss Fajr and Jama'ah. He sold the business after 3 months. Immediately he put this business for sale. He sold the business right away. His beard is like this. He does not miss Jama'ah, and his 2 kids are going to Hifz school. What did this brother told him? Didn't you know that lottery is haram? What do we do? Like the second group. Lakum dinukum waliya din. It's nothing to do with me. Can you imagine? Just because that statement came from the heart of that brother, every time this brother does something good, bi'idhnillah, it will go in his scale. Just one word, ya akhi, one statement. Your orders, your job, and my job, and even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's job, is to give the message. To give the message. Mubashiran wa nadhira. You give them glad tidings they're doing something good, and you warn them they're doing something evil. So we can change one of those 3 things. Now, what are the etiquettes? How can I order good and forbid evil? Number 1, if you want to be successful in ordering good and forbidding evil, number 1, you have to have ikhlas. Why are you doing it? Why am I sitting talking to you right now? Why? You have to be sincere. You're doing it only for the sake of Allah. You really, it's killing you that your wife is not wearing hijab. It's killing you that your son does not pray. It's killing you. And you're doing it not to make fun of them, because you want them to become better. We get so worried. If you know that your son will be going to court, or your wife will be going to court, and the judge is gonna rule 50 years in jail, you cannot sleep. You cannot sleep. How about if your wife or your child is taking a risk of going to hell? Is taking a risk of going to hell, and you go sleep and snore. We gotta talk to them gently, kindly, in the best form, in the most wise manner, because the goal is not to hurt them, the goal is to save them. This is my family, I'm responsible for them. I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to use every chance. I'm not going to sleep at night thinking and planning, how can I change the situation, because I cannot take it. I love these people. This is my family. I got to do everything possible to save them. So I have to be sincere in order for the ordering good and forbidding evil to be successful. I have to be knowledgeable of what I'm talking about. I cannot tell somebody, brother, you have to pray, and I don't know how to pray. I got to tell them, I have to know the issue that I'm discussing. I have to have knowledge of it. I have to have the wisdom of how to reach the people. There are some, you could talk to this guy this way, you could talk to this guy in a different manner. You have to have the wisdom when to approach the person. How? There is something is very wrong. النصيحة في الملأ فضيحة. النصيحة في الملأ فضيحة. What does that mean? Giving advice in public is a scandal. This is not an advice. Oh, brother, I saw you yesterday. It's haram. I saw you smoking in front of everybody. Ya Habibi, how? You take him on the side. You tell him, brother, we heard something about this. It's not allowed. You cannot. So you have to be wise on how to advise the people. Patience. وَتَوَاسَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. You cannot say, خلاص يا أخي, I spoke to her 3 times and she's not wearing the hijab. Forget about it. No, you have to have a lot of patience. And wallahi, the only way your words will go from the heart to the heart is when you practice what you preach. When you practice what you preach. If I stand on this minbar and I keep telling you all day long, come to Fajr, and you come here, and you know what, when I gave the khutbah of Fajr that day, next day, Brother Javed called me, because Saturday I go to Alan and I pray Fajr there. I said to myself, oh my God, the people are going to say, what is this guy? He told us to come to Fajr and he's not here? Subhanallah. So, Subhanallah, if I do not practice what I'm telling you, you would say, khalas, why would you be sitting here now? This guy just talks. But we have to practice And immediately the whole approach will change if people know that you are practicing to the best of your ability what you are preaching. In order. What does order mean? Yes, but what does it mean? How does that relate to the ordering good and forbidding evil? The order. Okay, I walk into the masjid, or brother introduced me, this is brother so-and-so. And he took me on the side and he said, this guy, he does not pray and he smokes. So what should I talk to him about? Pray, order, priority. I'm not going to tell him, listen, you're smoking? Are you crazy? Who can now? Let's make him pray first. The praying, if he does it right, it will by itself get rid of the smoking. So order, priority. And then look at the methods of da'wah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah. We have to learn the ways to preach. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling Mu'adh, Ya Mu'adh. Before he gives him the advice, what he told him? Ya Mu'adh, inni uhibbuk. Allahu Akbar. Oh Mu'adh, I love you. Allahu Akbar. Imagine Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling you, brother so-and-so, I love you. Khalas, you become all ears. Whatever he's going to tell you, you're going to do. Ya Mu'adh, inni uhibbuk. After every salat, say, Allahumma a'inni ala dhikrik wa shukrik wa husni ibadatik. Allahu Akbar. So the way you speak, it will determine the outcome. Ya Habibi, my beloved, my brother, not, if you don't pray, you're going to hell. Subhanallah. Like we said before, instead of telling your son, if you don't pray, you're going to hell, we can use the same goal by telling him, brother, my son Habibi, let's go hand in hand to Jannah. Same. Instead of doing that, just do it in the other way. Subhanallah. So I'm just running a little bit quickly. Why is my dua is not accepted? Rasulullah ﷺ said, by him, look at this, subhanallah, every time a hadith starts by Rasulullah ﷺ swearing, wallahi, it makes me, subhanallah. He does not have to swear. He said, by him in whose hand my life is, you either enjoin good and forbid evil, or Allah will certainly soon send his punishment to you. Then you will make a lot of dua and it will not be accepted. Ya Allah. Either you do order good and forbid evil, or punishment is going to come and you're going to stand in the haram, Ya Allah Syria, Ya Allah Iraq, Ya Allah, and nothing's happening. Wallahi, I see this hadith now happening right now, and the reason is right there. The reason is right there. We're wondering why. The Imam, we consider him as a very pious, righteous man, raising his hand in the haram, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million saying Ameen, and nothing is happening. This could be very possible. This is the reason. We're not ordering good and forbidding evil anymore. We're not. And not only that, worse than that, we're taking the deen as rituals. Brother, khalas, I pray and I fast. Nobody's applying. I was talking to a brother yesterday. The other day I was talking to a brother, he has an issue with his wife. Every time I start a hadith, he finishes it. Every time I start an ayah, he finishes it. I told him, you know all these hadith, and why you're not applying any of them? What is the use of all that knowledge if it's not applicable? If it's not, you're not doing anything about it. Ya akhi, khayrukum li zawjih. Why are you beating her every day? Why? You know the hadith. This is even makes it worse. Ordering good and forbidding evil. And don't say, who am I? This is another problem. Who am I? I'm not a sheikh. I am nobody. Who am I to go down and tell this buddy to do this? I am full of sins. Who am I? This is shaitan talking. This is shaitan. With قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, Mu'adh, whole qabila took shahada. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ only. Don't say, who am I? I'm a big sinner. No. Whatever you can. You see something haram, you see something wrong, just say the word and leave. You never know. You never know what is the impact of that statement you just said. Look at this. Probably not too many people know this hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, the most beloved speech to Allah is the dua we say before the Fatiha. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik wa tabarak asmuk wa ta'ala jadduk wa la ilaha ghayruk. This is the most beloved speech to Allah. تخيل, this hadith is a Nasa'i. And the most hated speech to Allah. Subhanallah. When someone tells the other, ittaqillah ya akhi, fear Allah, and the other person tell him, mind your own business. How many times we heard that? You tell somebody, brother, ittaqillah, what are you doing? This is your wife. Ittaqillah, this is your mother. Ittaqillah, these are your children. Ittaqillah, haram business. Mind your own business, brother. This is the most hated speech to Allah. The most hated speech to Allah. We hear it all the time. Can you believe that one time a Muslim told me, lakum dinukum waliya deen? What? Where are you from? Lakum dinukum. This is for the kuffar. You telling me lakum dinukum waliya deen? La ilaha illallah. Subhanallah. Now we'll finish with this, inshallah. You know, we heard about this people being transformed into apes. So is there possible that could be any more transformation? Listen to this hadith. In this ummah, there shall be collapsing of the earth, transformation and qadf, stoning. A man among the Muslims said, Ya Rasulullah, when is that? When this transformation will happen? He said, when singing girls, music, and drinking intoxicants is spread. The music is in our pockets, in our cars, our homes, laptops, everywhere you go. Supermarket, post office, everywhere you go. Music, singing. The most famous people, singing people. Intoxicants, forget it. Everywhere you go. Everywhere. One of the brothers was so excited. What happened, brother? I see you very happy. He said, Alhamdulillah, today I'm getting my liquor license. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Subhanallah. There's sometimes a very common mistake that the people say that they say the Jews now, they are awlad, they are the kids, the sons of the qarada wal khanazir. This is wrong statement. Why? Because these people, Rasulullah ﷺ said they did not multiply. That group that this people happened to, they did not multiply. So we cannot say this statement. Sometimes people get very excited and they start cursing, and this statement is wrong, and the hadith is in Sahih Muslim. Verily Allah did not cause the race of those which suffered metamorphosis to grow, or they were not survived by young ones. Monkeys and swine had been in existence even before. So people think that the monkeys and the pigs was generated from that incident. No, they were there before. So, now. This is another story. Another story.
Now, I had a question about the fishing net part.
Fishing net?
Yeah.
It was a good net, strong net.
Is that wouldn't that plan, sort of not work? Because the fishing net would just float out and the fish till it just get out of the net.
No, it was a very strong net, and they put the net in the place where they know all the fish are gathering, and they put it, and it was in a way that the net, when it's full, every time it's full, it keeps closing. When it's full, it fills up, close until it shuts up on all the fish, and they come on Sunday morning. Everything is ready. They take it and they barbecue. No, not just like a small net. No, a big, huge net. You like fish barbecue or? طيب, جزاكم الله خير وبارك الله فيكم, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people who order good and forbid evil, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite our hearts, and we'll see you inshallah ta'ala tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow at Fajr. Fajr is at 6:04 inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.